Hello there YouTube, it's your Bobby3, back with another kicking. You guessed it. Action. A figure. Review. Today we're looking at another figure from McFarlane Toys. It is the McFarlane Toys DC Direct Aquaman Page Punchers. Ocean Master. Ocean Master's name is Orm, he's Aquaman's brother, and former King of Atlantis. Yeah. I've been wanting a good comic Orm figure for a while, and, you know, this isn't McFarlane's first Orm figure, but I really liked the design on this one, and I kind of want to get this whole Page Puncher wave. I recently reviewed the Page Puncher's Mr. Freeze, and I don't want that whole Page Puncher wave, but this one? I think I'd really like this whole wave. I really do think I would. He's very cool. I'm going to show you a lot of the stuff he comes with first. I don't usually do accessories first, but there's a lot. He comes with 4 hands, 2 holding hands that you can use with the trident, and then 2 kind of open claw hands, really, it seems. So I think that's a good hand selection for him. Quite a good hand selection, actually. I'm going to be displaying him with 1 open, 1 holding, because I will be displaying him with his trident. Speaking of the trident, it's really cool. It's this nice gold. You kind of have this kind of bronzish looking chain on it. It has barnacles sculpted onto it, which I think is really cool. They are just painted gold, though. They aren't their own color. That takes away from it a little, but it's still a nice feature. Just a nice, cool trident. It's not too stiff, so it's not going to snap in your hand like a certain other figure I'll be showing off in my next figure haul. But that's a cool accessory. He also comes with the stand, you know, that most of these McFarlane figures come with. Just the basic DC stand. Pretty cool. He also comes with a comic. That's the whole gimmick of the Page Punchers line. It'll be like 4 characters, and they'll each come with a little one-shot comic, and that character will be present on the front of it. Now, Ocean Master is in this book, but he's in a flashback. And in the flashback, he's wearing like a classic Ocean Master outfit and not this one. This almost appears to just be an original design for the figure, but that's totally fine by me. I think it's a really good design. It doesn't even bother me that it wasn't in the comic, because it makes a cool figure and it makes a cool cover art. Doesn't bother me at all. I mean, if you have Ocean Master in the book, it would have been easy to just do it. I feel like I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't point that out. But everyone was in classic outfits in the flashback, including Aquaman and Aqualad, so I get it, you know? The now Tempest Aqualad, that is. So, the comic itself has a really cool cover, and unlike the comic that came with the Page Punchers fighting the frozen Mr. Freeze, this was a good book. I wish it kind of had a title, like a Aquaman, something or another, I don't know. But it just says Aquaman #1. But it is really a one-shot. And this one it's good. It's Black Manta. He's doing a weapons deal to get a weapon that can, like, really kill Atlanteans. And then he has to fight Tempest, Aquaman, and then the new Aquaman that is his son. Very cool. I do want the other figures. The others are the Aqualad grown into Aquaman, Aquaman, and Black Manta, all of which I'm big fans of and love the designs in this book. So I really want all those. And it's a good comic. I'm still going to sell it. I still don't feel I need to keep it. I'm just going to put it in my store for about the price of a new single issue on the market. But this is an exclusive comic and exclusive cover art that you can only get with this Page Punchers wave and this Orm figure. Now, and it's good. It's good. It really is good. It's basic, but it is good. It's a fun read. And then they come to the trading card. This one's in kind of a plasticky sleeve. I'm just going to leave it in this, sorry, to protect it. I have no reason to take it out. But it is the comic cover art, which would normally be cool. Like, if this figure didn't come with the comic, but it came with the card, and that was the art on the card, I'd be very happy. But as I said in the Mr. Freeze review, you're basically giving me 2 pieces of the same art. You give it to me on the comic and the card, give me something different. for the card art. And since he's not wearing this outfit in the comic, you can't take like a snippet from the comic out. And I don't like product shots of the figure itself as the image on the card, because I don't need an image of the figure that I have. The figure is the art there. But maybe like some concept art. They had to do concept art for this design. So some concept art on the card I think would be a really cool idea. Or maybe like McFarlane himself could have drawn something, you know? I think that would have been cool. That's my cat, if you're wondering what that is. Bloop. But yeah, having the same art on both seems pointless and lazy. Sorry. But let's get this out of here. And I mean, I'm getting rid of this comic, so I'll have the art here, which makes it easier to swallow. But at the same time, a lot of people are going to keep this because they consider it a complete part of the figure. I'm just going to sell it. So now, what you've probably been waiting for is for me to get to the figure itself. Ocean Master! I'm a big fan of Ocean Master's character post-Flashpoint. I think Jeff Johns did a magnificent work with him, making him one of my favorite villains of the New 52. And this design of him is really good, and I don't really have many complaints except for the mouth. You see his mouth is kind of like this weird shape, and it kind of looks like a fish's mouth in a way. And that's cool, but the other Atlanteans don't have this weird fish mouth. And more importantly, Ocean Master doesn't have that weird fish mouth on the comic cover. So that's just bad sculpting. I could see that being an artistic choice, but I don't think it is. I think it's just bad sculpting. It would have been better if his mouth was just closed. Oh well. He's got a lot of kind of pointy bits on him, so he can feel kind of itchy. You make your hand feel itchy when you're posing him around. But whatever. I think he's got nice, clean detailing paint all over. He really is good looking. Look at that cape. That's a nice cape. He's a very nice figure. All this gold is gold plastic, but at least it's more consistent. He looks good. Articulation-wise, you got pretty far up on the head, so you can get him in a good swimming pose. You know, down. This is kind of sharp, so be careful pushing his head down. You got a nice side-to-side, a good wobble on the dude. You know, nice torso movement, and a good bit on the waist too. You have that kind of joint these McFarlane figures have. Not quite a butterfly joint, but it rolls around. This is above it. It hinders a little, but not terribly much. But it does hinder. So be careful with that. But you got the forward and back, in and out, bicep swivel, double elbow bend, rotation on the wrist, forward and back on the wrist. You have forward on the leg, back on the leg. Could go back a little further. It wouldn't go back at all if this wasn't a rubber covering. I appreciate that thing that NECA and McFarlane are doing with the rubber coverings. In and out, not really much for rotation up there. But you do have a double, as in knee bend. And then you have kind of a rotation on the top and bottom of this joint here, which will give you also, see that double rotation, up and down, ankle pivot, toe beans, and he's got his peg holes. Alright, now let's get into, you guessed it, size comparisons. Here he is with some other McFarlane DC figures. Here on the left we have the McFarlane Toys DC Direct Page Punchers Mr. Freeze that I reviewed recently. I think they look pretty good together. And then here on the right we have the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Two-Face as Batman from Batman Reborn, who is tall, but he's just tall. I think that's a pretty normal height discrepancy among humans, wouldn't you say? I mean, he's not human, but he is, right? Atlanteans were humans. So I think he looks good with McFarlane's other DC figures here. Now let's show him with a DC Direct DC Essentials Deceased Unkillables Red Hood. This is the McFarlane re-release, but this was a figure before McFarlane came along and scooped up DC Direct, I believe. They look pretty good together. Huh? I think so. Now let's pull Dr. Victor Freeze to the side so that I can show him with another DC figure. This one is from Mattel. It's DC Universe Classics Tyr, who was like a Superboy, Legion of Superheroes villain. Tyr is actually a little tall for one of these, so he doesn't look terrible with Ocean Master height-wise, but Tyr is kind of a big guy, so maybe he should be a little taller than Ocean Master, but also detail-wise, they just don't go together like at all. I mean, he's kind of standard-y comic book and much older kind of look, and he is just so heavily detailed. But yeah, I reviewed Tyr forever ago. But the Two-Face Batman, Mr. Freeze, and kind of Zombie Red Hood here, I reviewed much more recently if you want to check them out. Another recent review that's also a Mattel is the Movie Master's Man of Steel General Zod in his skin suit, and he is just much too small. Yeah, he's much too small for Orm here. And then, to show Orm with just one more McFarlane figure, I like to show this guy with McFarlane's DC stuff. It is the McFarlane Toys Deluxe Spawn with Throne, who I've reviewed. You know, he's McFarlane's baby, and McFarlane makes both these toy lines. I think they look good together. Spawn has crossed over with DC multiple times, so I think that's cool. And then just to show him with one more superhero toy line in this scale, here is the NECA Original Superheroes, The Phantom. Yeah, these kind of skin-tight outfits that modern superheroes have are based on the Phantom. He was kind of the first one to do that. First one to really do the underwear on the outside. First one to do the kind of mask with the whited out eyes. So, you know, single color eyes and skin suit and stuff. That's all thanks to the Phantom. And they look great together too. So it'll go well with this NECA Original Superheroes line, which is great, and I love that. So, what are my final thoughts? That's right, my final thoughts. Oop, just dropped a dinosaur toy. On the McFarlane Toys DC Direct Aquaman Wave 3 Page Punchers Ocean Master. He's cool. He's quite cool. I like him. He moves well. He has some hindering, like here and here, that hinders some movement, but he's got a beautiful design. He's got good accessories, you know. The comic was good. I really like him, and I do want the rest of the Aquaman wave. I just have to sell some more figures before I can get more figures. That's kind of my rule now. If I get a figure, I have to sell one. So I bought this guy, and then I sold, or at least put my, or at least put up for sale, my movie Ocean Master, who I actually really like. I really like his movie design. But putting him up for sale because a lot of my Mattel DC stuff I'm kind of phasing out. Especially the ones that I can replace with McFarlane ones. If I even want to. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. I'll be seeing you all, you guessed it, next time. Bye for now.